Good day, everyone, depending where you are watching me from. This is part 3 of this topic, practical information for asylum seeker. Today, I will be talking about the European Union. This is for those of you who run from one Europe country to another, seeking for the same thing. Today, I will be letting you know the gravity of some of your actions for those of you who live your place of your country of entry to another European country to seek for asylum. If you are Italy, for example, it means that you have entered one of the states of the European Union. What it means that Italy is one of the European Union because the European Union is a combination of a countries who decided to come together to work for the same end and objective. If for some of you who sometimes try to make a decision or tell the country the first country you find yourself as immigrants of which country you would like to seek for asylum. Maybe for example, some of you arrive here in Italy, you want to go to Germany or France or any part of European country to seek for asylum simply because you have relative there or you have somebody you know, and also maybe you will be told that Italy is not the best state for you to it's not the best country for you to seek for asylum, and you want to run away from the country to another European country to run for an asylum. Or maybe you have somebody who is giving you information about how to seek for asylum in another European country, and you didn't wait for you to follow the due process to seek for asylum or to wait for the country to examine your your story or your case, whether they have the power to process or to begin the process of your asylum. Then this is also for those of you who maybe sometimes you have applied for asylum, but you still decided to leave your camp or your or the government has to another European country to resink for saying asylum. And also for some of you who maybe sometime you've applied for asylum and you be given a negative first time and second time, but you didn't patient to reapply for the third time, you decided to go to another European country to seek for asylum simply because you were denied twice in Italy. So today I'm going to be explaining to you the reason why you cannot carry out these actions, the reason why these actions are not favorable to you, the reason why some of you who have taken this decision did not get any good out of it. Today I will be explaining to you some of these reasons. As you all know, whenever you enter any country, as an asylum seeker, you always ask if you have any relative in anywhere. Because this question they always ask you as soon as you arrive in this country. But for some of you, don't really understand. Whenever they ask you things about your relative or they want you to write down your relative, you don't really understand the word relative, what the law recognizes as relative. Relative can be your husband, your wife, the person with who you have a stable relationship. If the host nation consider it equivalent to marriage. For example, maybe you have somebody you be living with, maybe in your country, or maybe you have an agreement to be together for long, and maybe you have something to prove that you've been together for long, but still the country in which you find yourself more evaluate to see whether the conditions, whether what you are declaring is equivalent to marriage to the law of that country. Or maybe, for example, you have a minor children in your country, as long as you support them economically and they are not yet married. This is for those of you probably sometimes you have children, you have children back home, and they are minor, and you declare them to be your relative. But these minor children does not apply whenever you underline this word married. He said he said they are not married, and they are not married. What does it mean is that, in some parts in Africa, for example, we have a situation whereby minor children do involve in marriage due to some circumstances, and then wherever you find yourself in this condition, or you have a children who have engaged with this kind of marriage, they've engaged with this kind of marriage, automatically that children, though they see your children, they see your relative, but it will not be considered by the law to gain the benefit of a relative because they have married. Or your father, your mother, or your guardian, if you are a minor and they are not still yet married. Maybe you have a parents, you have father or mother, those are your relative, automatically relative, or a guardian who is not yet married, you can also be considered as a relative. Note that the situation indicated above are only the most frequent. There are other criteria to determine competence. In case of doubt and for additional information, please contact the center staff. What does it mean? Wherever you find yourself in this kind of situation, sometimes always go to your center where you located to ask for more information. Explain to them very well the condition of your relative. They will be able to help you, to tell you who is accepted by the law. You understand? Because some of you, sometimes when you want to make your story, you write down everybody in your family without putting this consideration in. The only people that are free from this married or unmarried, even your children, they are your father or mother. These are your automatically relative, and they can be automatically recognized by law. But for the children, they can all only be recognized only if they are minor. If they are minor, but if they are minor and they have married, so automatically the law will not favor them. So these are some of the things. Please always contact your center for more information about who is a relative, what you need to do or say or write about your relative. It's telling us that wherever we sing for asylum, the questioner, what we call questioner here, is not in charge of your commission, of your case. The the questioner is police headquarter office here, we call it. Like some of you complain that you've submitted your story and you've not been called, questioner have not called you for interrogation, they have not given you appointment date. Note, wherever you submit your information to questioner, the only duty that questioner have is to send your information to the ministry, to the commission, to look into. So the appointment day and the decision to your story is being taken by the commission, by the ministry, not by the questora. So wherever you submit your case in with the police and you are expecting a feedback or a appointment date, hope that Questora have nothing to do when it comes to your asylum. The only thing that I explained in the previous the part two of this topic is that Questora can also only issue you a humanitarian document, and that humanitarian document, a letter, it must come from a commission to the Questora to issue you a humanitarian document. The Questora does not have the right to issue you automatically a document or any information regarding to your asylum. And know that you have the right to know all the details, all the data transmitted to the Dublin unit, and in the case of incorrect data, to have it corrected. For those of you, maybe at the time you were completing your story, you were making your story or telling giving your information to the Questora, probably you made a mistake. Because this thing happened to me one time, whereby I told the Questora my state and where I was born, and I made a mistake of putting my state to where I was born, and I put where I was born as a state, and that was a huge mistake. I didn't notice it in the first place, but when the report came and my document came out, and I discovered that there was a mistake, and it took me years and I have to spend a lot of money to be able to make that amendment, so that correction. So for those of you who we have any doubts of any information given to the police, or you want to review or correct anything, any information you give to them before sending it to the commission, please do, because it is your right. You can always ask for any correction before any approval, because it is your right. Take note of this place, which is very, very important. During the procedure to establish whether Italy is the competent country to examine the request for asylum, your status on the Italy territory is therefore that of asylum seeker. What does it mean is that if you submit your request, your first question to the Questora, while waiting for the Questora to send it to the commission to give you a reply whether your case or your story will be accepted or not. But before any reply comes to you, you will be considered as an asylum seeker. What this means that the country has the right to protect you at that moment as an asylum seeker and to give you all the necessary things that you need to be in their custody. In case of a decision that indicates that the nation that must evaluate your request for international protection, you may appeal it within 60 days from when the decision of the Dublin unit is communicated to you. The law establishes that you may seek the assistance of an attorney. If you are unable to pay an attorney, you may make a petition for free legal assistance, sponsor at the cost of the government. Here is please talking about telling you that, you see, when you arrive in this country, maybe you've been in this country but you don't seek for asylum, then you decided to seek for asylum, and in the first time you present your case to the Questora or the police, the police will have to send your information to the ministry, to the commission, to see whether your case will be accepted, whether you are eligible to seek for asylum or not. He said, but while you are waiting for the reply, automatically the country will recognize you as an asylum seeker. But that does not mean that your case have already been accepted or a decision have been made. No, but you will be considered as an asylum seeker because you have made the request. But if your request is being granted, you have 16 days to appeal. You have 60 days to appeal. You understand? You have 16 days to appeal. You understand? So another thing again that I will be saying here, this part is very, very important. This is for those of you that sometimes if you be given a negative in your camp, what you do sometimes you run out from the camp and go out there be seeking for money or looking for a place to get money to take a lawyer, or what do you call the lawyer, a private lawyer, to judge your case for you or to defend your case for you. Or those of you who do not also have access to take a lawyer, you abandon your case or you decide to run away from the country to another country simply because you couldn't afford of taking a lawyer to fight your case for you. But the law says that you can write a petition for a free lawyer. You understand, which is fully sponsored at the cost of government. Those of you, sometimes you don't understand, you don't have this information, and you don't know what to do. But whatever time you want to make any decision, always go to your center to ask, because I know sometimes the center may not also like to give you some of the information that you will need, simply because maybe one of two reasons. But that is why I always advise every one of you to always do research for yourself. Whenever you are in need of anything, first of all, what you do, just go in Google and do some research about it, how to go about it, so that when you go to the office to ask for that particular information, due to the information you have within you've done research on, we enable you to understand whether the person you meet at that office is giving you the right information. So it is always very important for you to do some research yourself before going out there to seek for information. And these are the European country. Here we call it EU. EU is just an abbreviation of European Union. So in the European Union, like I said before, is a combination of a country and decide to come together for one aim and objective. Last time the UK was part of this union, but they later left. Here you will not find one country here, which is Switzerland. I decided not to add the Switzerland to it because here I'm talking about European. I'm talking about asylum here in Europe. Swiss is not part of Schengen. Swiss is a European country, but the only thing they do with the European Union is just a market. They do market it together, but apart from marketing, so they have no other things they do together. So they can decide to leave at any time, to leave the Europe, or to stay at any time. They have the right, just the same rights that UK we're having. So this is the reason why I didn't add Swiss to it. So, but anyway, Swiss is also European country. So if I miss out any of the European country, please notify me on the comment section. Notify me on the comment section, or if you have any additional thing you want to add to this country that I listed here, so please also do and notify me in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and I hope this information helped you. So please always take this information very serious. Like I told you, it's a serious information. Go through the part 1 and part 2 and part 3 and so on and so forth. Make sure if you don't understand the information first time, rewatch the video to get more understanding about the information. Reread, or if you want to read everything yourself to get more understanding yourself, you can pause the video, you can silence the voice, and be reading the text. That is why I took my time to write out everything so that you can be able to read and confirm some of those things yourself. Or if you want to take your phone and Google some of this information I bring to you here, you can also do so. That is the reason why I decided to take much of my time to bring all this information together test for you. Thank you once again for watching, and I hope this information help you.